Okay, so passing on, moving the torch from basic, you got
Yeah,
into jump school. So, how was jump school? Is it fun, easy? Is it hard? Like, I mean, what?
terrifying.
Terrifying?
It probably like that was the most challenging, I think, mentally and like physically. Like, well, maybe not physically, but it was. Uh, it's its own monster, definitely. And you being in like these pack sheds, and you got like your reserve on your front, which is like 15 pounds. You got a parachute on your back, which is 35 pounds, and then you got usually a ruck that you're carrying if you're fully loaded out, which is another 40 pounds that you're carrying in between your legs. So you're just uncomfortable, and you got your helmet on, and then like if you have a weapons carrying bag, like that's it's got your weapon in there. That's another like 8 pounds and ammo and all. Like it just starts to add up, and then they have you sit in a pack shed. And even training, like they kind of get you ready for it because it's not as nice as you would think. You'd think, oh, we're gonna get ready, put your gear on, okay, get on the planes, let's go. No, they make you sit there for like 8 hours. They make you sit there for like 8 or 9 hours in full kit. By the time that like, and it might be on purpose, probably psychologically something in there that's like you're in so much pain, or at least I was. I mean, I didn't tell anybody when they were next to me. They'd be like, "Do you feel anything? Like, does it hurt?" And I'll be like, "No, I'm freaking fine. Like, what's wrong with you?" You know. But now I'm out, and I'm like, "Dude, that sucked." but yeah, your weight's bearing down here. It's all right here, and it's on your spine, and you're just kind of trying to find a way to fall asleep because you're going to be there for another 6 hours, and
Okay.
then you finally get on the plane, and you're finally starting to do that, but you have to walk out to the plane. So now you have to pick yourself up with all this stuff or help your buddy up, and then you walk out to the plane with all this gear on. Then you get out in the plane, and then you sit down in the plane. And then you sit down in the plane for another probably 45 minutes to another 2 hours in the plane. And then we take off. And then we start going. And then they throw you out of the plane. And then, yeah, but uh, it's it was a fun build up. I mean, there's a lot of running, uh, and for airborne school, they made us run everywhere. We ran morning, in the morning after we were done. It was just anywhere you were going, you had to run, and in full uniform. It wasn't like you're in PTs and tennis shoes. You got combat boots on and all that other stuff.
Now, are we talking
But
running or
Double
sprinting?
time.
sprinting,
Sprinting.
Oh,
sprinting.
That
Yeah,
sounds about right.
like if yeah, because you're running. You're not running alone. Like you're running with everybody, and there's always that one freak of nature that's like super fast, and he kind of ruins it for everybody because he's like, "Well, you guys are so slow, and it hurts for me to go slow, so I'm gonna go fast." And then everybody behind him starts to look bad. We get yelled at, so we have to keep up with him, and he's a freak of nature. So by the end of it, he's totally fine and breathing normal, and everybody else is like dying behind him. And then there's that one kid that falls out. That's little Jimmy, that he just winds up not making it through airborne school because he can't do it, can't keep up with it. But no, it was a good time. I see a lot of people get in trouble or get. There was a guy that got kicked out on our last jump. He got he got kicked out of airborne school on our last jump because of just like the little mistake that he had made. Because it was like you get all your stuff checked off, and they check you, make sure you're totally safe, and they're like, don't touch your equipment. Like, you cannot touch your equipment. This is like a law abiding order kind of thing. It's like, you can't do it. Like, just don't. And I just saw this one guy, we're on our last jump, about to graduate, and and he just takes off his helmet. Itchy, puts on his helmet. Dude comes over, he's like, what did you just do? You just take your helmet off? Get up, you're done, let's go. And he got kicked out like
Good
and then
Lord.
our plane got called 10 minutes later, and then we all got on the plane, jumped, and we all graduated. And the dude was like, if he just waited 10 minutes to itch his head, like after we had landed, like it was like, oh man, you're so close. So stuff like that happens.
That's crazy.